This week on the 411, money, money, and mo money. This week's episode starts off with some sad news. Uber successful Atlanta-based stage and screen star Tyler Perry garnered multiple 2012 Razzie Award nominations for an array of critically panned performances last year. The director, actor, writer has been nominated for Worst Director for Madea and Good Deeds, Worst Actor for his leading roles in Good Deeds and Alex Cross, and Worst Actress for his iconic female character Madea in Madea's Witness Protection. According to an insider close to Mr. Perry, 2011's most successful man in Hollywood broke down in tears and was seen blowing his nose. With a handful of hundreds, he pulled off a stack of money from one of his many homes. He vowed to focus more on writing to stay off the Razzie list, but then reconsidered, deciding instead to just buy the Razzies and burn them to the ground. Next up, Ale to the Chief is a coveted beverage that hails from 1600 Pennsylvania. The single bottle of President Obama's White House brewed beer yielded $1,200 for a charity. The tasty bubbly that was given to Minnesotan Brad Majorcuff during an off-the-record campaign stop in Tennessee by number 44 was bought from him by a group of fellow Minnesotans at a charity auction. All the proceeds from the sale went to the University of Minnesota's Amplatz Children's Hospital. All the proceeds of the bottle went down the throats of said four men who accidentally mixed it in with a case of Keystone Light, as they were distracted by the Keystone Light pitchman's resemblance to a hirsute Colin Farrell in a trucker cap. Google it, you'll see what I mean. Next up, a cleaning service worker at a Florida airport who found an iPad turned it in. Cool, right? Decent of them. But herein lies the rub. Nestled within that case was $13,000. Not so surprisingly, the worker, Patrick Morgan of Sunshine Cleaning Systems, turned that in as well. For his honesty, he was given $60 as a thank you. But the topper is he gave that money away as well, dividing it between a homeless woman at the airport and a struggling employee. To which the struggling employee said, "What? I could have had 13 grand. Thanks, Pat. Real smart. What have you been drinking? Some of that Ale to the Chief swill Obama's been brewing in his spare time? Sucker." Next up, sitting all day is literally killing Americans. Obesity expert Dr. James Levine opines Americans are sitting too much and for too long, and it's killing us. Not even a daily trip to the gym can undo its damage. Says the good doctor, a few years ago, I would have said, the person who's doing that session at the gym once a day is doing everything they need to do. But not anymore. The data that are now coming up suggest that's not the case. Being sedentary for 9 hours a day at the office is bad for your health, whether you go home and watch television afterwards or hit the gym. So just go home and watch TV. I mean, if it's not gonna make a difference, come on. Next up, the second Obama inauguration. Ticket sellers are already moving the normally free tickets on eBay and Craigslist for up to $2,000 a piece. Weak. With stars like Beyonce and Kelly Clarkson, to name a few, set to perform on the January 21st celebration. Inaugural event organizers are soliciting as much as $1 million from federal contractors and businesses for VIP access. Big donors are said to include AT&T and Microsoft, among others. So the average man, woman, and child might have a tough time going. But you know who can go with nary a concern? That's right, Razzie nominee Tyler Perry, and the guy who sold the White House Ale to the Chief to the four drunkards in Minnesota, and you guessed it, the guy who lost the iPad with $13,000 in it. You know who probably isn't going? Me, probably you, and definitely not Patrick Morgan of Sunshine Cleaning Systems, who gave back the iPad and money. Asked about his feelings on the topic, the earnest cleaning man responded, "Who cares? I voted for Dukakis." That's it for the 411 this week. Find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. If it's Saturday, it's the 411. I'm Matt Simon. Have a great week and get out there and get moving. Your life literally depends on it. Thanks.